on my side. Yeah, you know. Yes. Yes, go ahead, my friend. Yes, go ahead, my friend. I like that song. What teacher was in there? If you're not alive, as soon as you die, keep rolling. As soon as you die, keep rolling. Avena. Marisa Marie. Bunch of liars. I wonder in this case if we're going to help before he dies. I think all of them done hell already. All of them hell already. Everybody that's locked on good night now, they are okay over there. Good night to you and other than the chapter at the phone. So, good night. Yes, it is.
All right, are you hearing me now, COP? COP? Wow. What's happening here, boy? COP, you hear me now? COP? All right.
COP, you hear me now?
COP?
No, I'm not hearing you. No, I'm not hearing you. You're supposed to send back the link or something.
It looks so. I tried to use back the same link. I tried to use back the same link, but I didn't get it. I got to send back. Yeah. Oh boy. All right. That is how it is.
I'm not seeing you on my screen too.
All right. Okay. All right. So let me see if we can start again. All right. She must start again.
You hear me?
I ain't supposed to be hearing, you know. Listen, huh? All right, okay. Let me take off this.
Lennox?
All right, I'm going off. For going off. Let me go off. Leave. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right. We had to go all over again. So I sent you the new link.
Yeah, let's send back the link.
Yeah. I sent it. I now send it. Yeah, we had a little problem in the studio.
All
right. All right.
All right, yeah.
day when I look around in the world, what do I see? I see footprints that man.
Yes, indeed, of course, my apology, our profuse apology, but circumstances beyond our control in the studio here that caused the system to just cop out. But we are back up. I'm awaiting, of course, COP so that he can join us again, and we will continue with this topic. Somebody don't want us to talk about this topic. Somebody don't. But we are determined, of course, to make certain that you get all the facts about this matter, about Balize House. Yes, indeed.
Like the mountains will be no longer high. And when I really think of it, I just wonder why. Oh, why? I see charity deplored, equal rights totally ignored, wisdom and ingenuity working in accord, simply to afford such inventions as thermonuclear warfare and environmental warfare. And I wonder now, where do we go?
Yeah.
From here?
I'll send the link.
Profits everywhere. Gaze upon the horizon and declare that judgment will come. As the savage hands of unscrupulous men defile everything passed by. Time is running out as we eat and drink species at the brink of being extinct. And I think no one can deny that the price of progress is high, real high. I see consciousness as great as today we live recklessly. Money make egos inflate and thereby create a turbulent state. I see a struggle between sexes.
You get it?
No, now the question is,
let me say it back again.
Right in context, what shall be next? I've already seen this world have come divided between race, color, creed, and class. And some of the things the scripture predict truthfully come to pass. Soil that wouldn't bear children, making children to be a part of this growing mass. And I ask, if this is progress, how long will it last?
Yeah, boy, I'm sweating in here, but they say that these days are going to be some torrid days. So if I'm sweating, it's because of the atmosphere and the weather conditions. Apart from the sudden response that I have to give and exerting extra energy. So that will, of course, generate some perspiration. And therefore, that's my sweating. That is, I hope, not so apparent. But that being as it may, of course, we continue with tonight's program. I'm waiting on Mr. COP to get his link and to join me. Yes, he has. So let me just fix that up. But in the meantime, let's hear that patriotic song, which of course suggests that the PNM and the circumstances surrounding the construction of Balize House, they were not as patriotic as one would have liked them to be, even though they proclaimed that. After all, they said that they are the PNM and they shall prevail. Well, of course, we know prevail to, of course, do us harm and to deprive us of certain amenities, services, and finances, having in preference for building that they see as a vanity project, and in my view symbolizes what we were saying all the time, that organization has morphed into a criminal enterprise and never again the PNM. Professor, good night. Professor, good night. Let me just get this thing off here. Professor, good night. Welcome. I know that things have not worked in the way that we normally would want it to, but that'll be this way. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, I'm hearing you now loud and clear. Yeah, we got inadvertently cut off earlier. So we had to reboot and do everything else. So we are back on now. Mr. COP just joined me. Yeah. So what you do, go back and refresh or reboot, because we had to stop the program and start as if we are doing it afresh again. All right. So we are here now. All right. Go. Okay. Yeah. So just reboot there or refresh. And you should see us now. Okay, let me. Yeah, okay, yes. Let me make sure that Mr. COP is here. Mr. COP, are you hearing me? COP, you hearing me? Oh boy, what's happening here now? All right, so what's happening?
I say I am not hearing.
You are not. I'm not hearing him either. Mr. COP, are you hearing me? Oh, what's happening here now? Okay, good. All right, he gave me a sign to suggest that he is hearing, so let me see what's happening.
So you prefer I call back?
Yeah, call back. Let me get things. Let's get things in order. Yeah, okay. Thanks very much. Yes. Oh yeah, thanks very much. Yes. All right. When something has to go wrong, they say it will at the worst possible time. So I suppose that is what is happening here now. All right, so we have that. Then again, we have this. Where is COP? Why am I not? Okay, right. No. I'll leave it right. Yes. Let's leave good alone. Yes. All right. Good. All right. Mr. COP, are you hearing me? Okay. Well, I'm not hearing you. So why that is so now? So he is not hearing me. Everything seems to be all right here. You see? Are you hearing me now? COP? You speak. I'm not hearing you. COP, I'm not hearing you. What's happening here? In studio, are you hearing COP? In studio, are you hearing COP? CSP is speaking. Are you hearing him? All right. COP, speak. Check something on your side, COP. COP, check something on your side. I did all what to do here. All right, let me just get this call. Professor, good night. Welcome. Yeah. COP, unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. Right, speak to the mayor. What? You still getting that problem, boy? What's happening here, boy? All right, let me look at my side and see what's happening here. All right, everything is all right here, so why is that happening? All right, I think somebody right here. Let's try this and see. COP, are you hearing me now? No. Just appear, so. Yeah, he's hearing me, but I'm not hearing him. COP, are you hearing me? You speak. I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing him, yes. So what's happening there? I don't know what to do again. I've done what I had to do. I did all what I have to do there, here on this side. I can't see what else I have to do. My prism is there. And microphone. My microphone is working. Yeah. Pleasant good night. We have a Murphy's Law situation here, boy.
Lennox, I hear you not saying COP.
Yeah.
Don't be behind this, let's go and come back out.
All right.
I'm calling behind them, the song and low like Southwest, so I was not trying to clarify they will tell you too.
I hear you.
So let's check and come back in.
All right, okay. Let me see. I want to do that again, boy. That's a big thing, you know. That's a big effort. All right, COP is not there. All right, it appears that COP has gone to engage the latest link that I sent him. All right. But that being as it may, of course, let's continue with the program. We can.
The mountains will be no longer high. And when I really think of it, I just wonder why. Oh, why? I see charity deplored, equal rights totally ignored, wisdom and ingenuity working in accord, simply to afford such inventions as thermonuclear warfare and environmental warfare. And I wonder now, where do we go from here? Prophets everywhere gaze upon the horizon and declare that judgment will come as the savage hands of unscrupulous men defile everything pass by. Time is running out as we eat and drink species.
We will burn this court order. We will burn this court order because it will not desecrate the grounds upon the people's national movement was built upon.
It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to.
We will burn this court order. We will burn this court order because it will not desecrate the grounds upon the people's national movement was built upon.
It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to.
We will burn this court order. We will burn this court order because it will not desecrate the grounds upon the people's national movement was built upon.
It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to.
We will burn this court order.
Yes, indeed, people, of course, there is where when he came back from abroad at the airport, he was served with the notice, the order given by the court for the PNM to account for the monies that constructed Balize House. And there, of course, Cummins is signing the court order delivered by the marshal of the court when he returned to the country at the airport. So that is where it is. And of course, we have been at pains to ventilate that you cannot have a situation where $5 million that you were owing, we did that already. And of course, we saw where government contractors' vehicle were pouring concrete at Balize House. But listen to Dr. Rowley and excerpt of some other things that is associated with what I consider to be a criminal enterprise, as we were advocating and we were not just discussing but proving prior to the 2025 general elections that was held on the 28th of April last year. Listen to Dr.
We are not going to be disclosing our public finances. We have never disclosed our public finances.
Behind the secret walls of Barrington House, who paid for it? For decades, one building stood at the political center of the People's National Movement, Balize's house. Do you remember what it looked like before 2015? Here's a photo taken in 2013. A modest headquarters, but nothing close to what would come next. After the PNM won the 2015 election victory, plans were unveiled for a transformation. Not just a renovation, but a major expansion. In 2018, senior PNM officials announced the renovation of the existing building and a new 5-story building would rise beside the historic headquarters. The estimated cost of the original building, this one, was between $12.5 million to $25 million, according to the party deputy leader, Rohan Sindhan, who was also the Minister of Works and Transport. Is this how Rohan Sindhan gave paving works? But remember, this is only the original building. But look at what is next to it. This is a monstrous 5-story structure with pavement car park. When you look at the numbers and compare them to modern construction costs, some estimates suggest the new 5-story structure alone exceeds $100 million. The burning question is, how did they pay for this? According to Rawlinson and Dr. Rowley, they insisted the project would be funded through boat cruises, pool fits, and raffles. Is this how they paid for it? In excess of $100 million in counting? Did they receive these funds from raffles, from party members, or was it true contractor kickbacks and the underground drug trade of some of their financiers? In January 2024, the refurbished Balize House reopened with the ceremony. When the media asked Dr. Raleigh about the total cost, the former Prime Minister had this to say.
We are not going to be disclosing our public finances. We went at the pace at which we had our funding. And now we are at roof stage, and I think we are within sight of completion.
So the question remains, who funded these buildings? Was it loyal party members and small donations, as the party insists? Or were there larger benefactors behind the scenes? Contractors who rely on state contracts. Contractors hoping to stay in government good books, or figures operating in the shadows of Trinidad's underground drug economy. Could it be a drug mogul with money to clean? A wealthy businessman from the hills of Santa Cruz? A businessman tied to popular venues in China? A businessman who made hundreds of millions in paving? And here's the irony. This is where it gets worse. After the 2025 general election, when they lost elections, all works have been stopped on the 5-story building. Not a worker in sight, not a piece of equipment being operated. Is it that the contractors who were funding this project no longer getting state contracts? Where's the monies from the Ruffles, Fattened Party members to complete the building? The time has come to follow money. The contractors and businessmen who funded the corrupted Balize House with dirty money are going to be exposed.
Yes, indeed, people. But I think I don't think you need much explanation there, and you need much input from me. But of course, the video speaks for itself. The question is, why it is that Gonzales are burning a court order when it would have been easy to do what? To explain where you got the money from. And let me tell you, they are facing or risking a true position of losing that building. And I'm sure nobody in their right mind and with a conscientious commitment to Trinidad and Tobago and the need for transparency, accountability, and to eradicate as far as we can corruption, nepotism, and cronyism, which we have clearly demonstrated. The PNM is the author of corruption, nepotism, and cronyism. They have morphed into a criminal enterprise. And the Balize House is that symbol. And as I was saying earlier, it's they who brought the follow the money legislation. Because they wanted it, as I said earlier, in the previous incarnation of tonight's program. Unfortunately, we had a break in transmission. But I was saying that the hole you dig, according to the old people saying, the hole you dig for others, you may well find yourself, especially if it is malicious, wicked, diabolical, evil, and wanted to deflect attention away from yourselves. And I talked about, of course, Vincent Nelson. I would have, of course, eventually talked about the whole question of Brent Thomas, the intervention of Rowley with respect to a commissioner of police, and the falling of an entire commission, an independent commission. I'm talking about the Police Service Commission. Talking about the whole question of the fake oil matter, the whole question of, because he is his good friend, he ought not to be prosecuted even though he would have done Trinidad and Tobago wrong, put Trinidad and Tobago over $25 billion in the red. I'm talking about, of course, that gas to liquid fiasco by Malcolm Jones. But he said it's his friend. And therefore, as he did, of course, with the fake oil matter, when he called his friend, who was the contractor that was, of course, sending that fake oil to the oil refinery. Yes, call his friend instead of calling the commissioner of police or somebody connected to national security, or even his minister. He didn't call him. So we see where the PNM believe that Trinidad and Tobago is theirs. And I've often asked the question, who gave Trinidad and Tobago to the PNM? And if they believe it's Eric Williams, naive and stupid and asinine as that very thought will be, then one has to ask the obvious questions, who gave Trinidad and Tobago to Eric Williams? If they believe that. But they will have to pay the price. And how we know that is blatant lies and deception. But listen to how, in detail, Rowley would have told us how that money came about. You would be shocked to know that is barbecue raffle. I used to tongue-in-cheek say, listen, like they had to close down the National Lottery Board for them to get all that money in such a short space of time. You're having a normal cake sale and you're catching your aunt and then to get a little $200-300 in profit. They're getting $100 million. And they tell that to the public, and we must be satisfied with that. Let me just get to this here. Yes, let me just get here. Yes, a pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
A pleasant good night to you, Uncle Lennox.
Yes, good night.
Shed a life.
Yes, man.
Lennox is back up and running again.
Yes, boy.
The spy equipment, the PNM bring from Syria. We have it in control. The piece they carry away.
Yeah. They can't keep a good man down. Can't keep a good man down and a good topic in limbo. No. All right. Yes. Make your contribution.
So, yes, Uncle Lennox. But Uncle Lennox, once upon a time, Eric Williams and the PNM is known for thieving. right?
Uh-huh.
So they teach Trinidad. They teach it for themselves.
Oh, the teething. I hear you. That's how we get.
Yeah.
That's how them
Yeah,
believe
now
he
they
get it. Yo, that's how them believe he get it. So he hand it down, and they believe they can continue with that nonsense. But go ahead.
Yeah, because they're squatting and they're passing by goodwill. And
I
they
see.
say, no, them who bring this squatter recognize, know that after 16 years, you own it. That's how that is updating. But you know what? You know what is the nice thing about all of this?
Yeah.
The ministry, the health headquarters, where the pipeline bus in Port of Spain,
Ah.
that building cost $425 million. Right? We had to pay for that building. That's almost $500 million. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that building and this building you have behind you, the one we are talking about for $425 million, smaller than this one. Balizi House.
Hmm.
The project they do in San Fernando, that's to reclaim the sea and the Skidder Park. Just to put some heart in the sea. And they said they refurbish it. Cost $155 million. Who the fool? You gotta get a value, just to value that building.
Obviously,
And you know,
obviously.
the nice thing
That's what they're afraid of. That's why they're pretending to be burning and all that. All that is theatrics and histrionics. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's not one building. I want people to understand. It's not one building they build. It's two buildings they build.
Yeah, they refurbish the old rickety, Dracula-looking, horror house-looking, red painted in blood part, and then they renovate that. Before they started the one that is of concern now first, and they end up building that 5-story. They end up finishing this one, the other one. Yeah. So it's much more than 100 million according to some estimates.
Right? But the nice thing about it, the PNM and the support, they try to rally the supporters to get civil disobedience in this country, to throw down the government so they could go back. And whether all who want to go back and suffer with property tax, TTRA, the Revenue Authority, close down everything and privatize it, nothing for the citizen. Then they're telling you, Rowley, the PNM say it's not a privilege to get medicine. And then you see now where $148 billion US, nothing as revenue stream you leave or investment in this country, but they're seeing a building before we in question. And the next thing you say, Paris himself talk about follow the money. He follow the money until he forget how to follow it. The law never pass. And everything they do, it's questionable. Because just imagine, Rohan Sinanan, for the time he was as works minister, how much bridge he fixed? They really call him the real Indian. He was the Apache Indian or the Pachin. And then he suffer people. He built a highway to Norway. Check how much, $500 million. The Point Fortin highway is rougher than a scrubbing board. And it's falling the sea down underneath. They're still fighting up to finish it. All that money, wait one. Then when you're talking about 2 years you closed up this country, where the investment money after you budgeted $50 billion in each 2 years, all of it closed down. And the current expenditure is a mere $36 billion. Where all that money going? And then you see the energy sector, school children get nothing, no improvement. They take away gate. And now you're seeing all the housing scheme, how dilapidated their own supporters. Uncle Lennox, God bless you, and I wish that the people that you try to tell them that there is love. Just love yourself. They teach them to love themselves and understand what the PNM is about. See who they're fighting for and where their heart lies. It is not for all you, and they're using all you to get in power, to have the power, to suffer all you. Stop putting people to suffer all you. Uncle Lennox is helping all you. Rally around Uncle Lennox. Get rid of the PNM in the the Port Estate Corporation, Uncle Lennox. Jesus bless you, and I'll hang up here because you know why? I might start to cross.
Yeah, you, my friend. Or cry. You think you cause some people that cry, you know. So one or the other. Either way, of course, it is one of a deep emotional disposition. But I want people to make sense of this. The PNM came into office in 2015 and met something like 12 to 14 billion dollars in reserve. They met as well over 5 billion in the Heritage and Civilization Fund. They also met a debt to GDP ratio of about 44%. By the time they left office, on the 28th of April 2025, 9 point something years in office, there was about 4 billion in that reserve that they met in 2015 of 12 to 14 billion US we're talking about. And of course the Heritage and Civilization Fund about 5 billion, but don't forget, you may say that, well, all right, well, if they met it in 2015 with 5 billion and they leave it in 2025 with 5 billion, then nothing has been lost. Yes, because you must cater for what? For the fact that they dip into the Heritage and Civilization Fund. We probably will know the true nature and the times that they dip into the Heritage and Civilization Fund whilst they were in office. And it is as if, as we said, as if it was an opportunity for them to ride roughshod and ramage on the treasury of the country when COVID came. And of course they blustered and they projected and they pretended that they dip into it. But when we look at the responses to the COVID in terms of having shut down the country and the benefits to be derived from the some 12 and counting billion that was spent on COVID, we saw that many people did not get the little $1,200 or $1,100 or $1,000 that they offered because of the arduousness of the criteria to get it. For example, if you were selling and you want a benefit, or you want to benefit from what was being offered, as let's say a shark vendor or a doubles vendor, one of the criteria is that you have to say find a policeman of the rank of sergeant and up to confirm that you was doing business for a certain amount of time. That's the kind of nonsense, rather than giving the people the money as the Japanese did and the Americans. But let's go to the line. A pleasant good night. Welcome. Welcome.
Hello, good night, Mr. Lennox and COP over years.
Yes,
and
man.
all his viewers blocked on.
Yeah, you probably get frustrated.
Well,
with
Lennox,
your
you didn't
situation.
get a $300 in a pension for the COVID, eh?
No, I didn't get anything. I assisted people, and I could tell you most of them didn't get. We went up to the library, people didn't get at all. Thousands of persons applied, but the money finished, but people didn't get. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I thought you had a pension, because I know pensioners get $300 for the COVID and also collect disability, get a one-off $200 on a disability.
I hear you.
I didn't fall in that because I collect my public assistance and that and through the last week, due to the wickedness and victimization thing, to stop it. But Lennox,
yeah.
I see the Honorable Minister up in Chicago constituency today, boy.
Okay, well, that's good, because we tried to call her last night and we weren't successful. Let me check and see if she left a message.
I see I was taking in her live. I see she congratulating all the workers and I see they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing a wonderful job. They're clearing bridges and drains and cleaning up the schools and things. But one thing I was looking out for in the meeting is when that system starting, But I see a bulletin come on my phone from a supervisor. I'm a former nigga say Friday.
All right.
They say Friday is pay. When I say Friday, I just get frightened, you know, Lennox.
No, all you have to do is keep your fingers
Because after
crossed.
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, keep your
After
fingers crossed,
Saturday,
but don't hold
Sunday,
your
and
breath.
plus emancipation is Saturday coming here.
Yes.
We still have slavery going on in this country.
Well, the whole idea is to prevent it from happening by celebrating in a way to awaken people's consciousness.
That must happen again. Crying out. You know the ground crying out. You know the ground crying out. We know what's going on the ground. People getting the cash like a mental slavery going on. But I go wait until see Friday. After Friday, I can't take it tomorrow. I let my boss go down and start to blow black smoke. But second night, Andy Williams, I know he's a man recover. He recover under the knife. And I will say, I will get back on the toxic.
Yeah, well, we all are praying.
But the move all the logo, you know.
Yeah, all right.
I can't say the ground report. I say talk city now. I ain't seen all the logo. I hardly seen all the logo on that station.
No problem, my friend. No problem. Yeah, of course, we wish Andy all success in his in the activity that he has to engage in at this point in time. So let me just do that. I like to celebrate success, so I expect success, and we await with bated breath the successful conclusion of that exercise. I don't want to say much because I have not been authorized. You know, that is the policy that I have adopted. If I am not authorized to, I will not, lest I be accused of being intrusive. And I don't want to disclose people's business, as I would not want others so to do mine, especially if it's one that you consider to be very confidential and personal. So that be it as it may. But let's go to Dr. Rowley's statement as to how the money came back. Since he didn't want in this interview to say that they do not disclose how they get their money, well, he did disclose at the final rally of the PNM at that park in the east. A pleasant good night. Welcome.
Yeah, Dr. Lennox, so like COP enjoying you.
Yeah, look as though you get frustrated. And if I was him, I would have as well, because it was so unnecessary. But that being as it may, the show had to go on. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So hear me now. I was watching the greatest cricketer on earth, or even Mars, Gary Sober's funeral.
Oh yes. In the universe, I agree.
On Synergy TV.
Right.
And I listened to all of the contribution and all the various guests and so. Mm-hmm. And up come Dr. Keith Rowley name. Say what? Dr. Keith Rowley, you know he attended the funeral.
Yes.
Yeah. So I said to myself, hey, the greatest cricketer on earth versus, well, we have in attendance the greatest liar who ever lived, which is Keith Christopher Rowley. Right?
Yeah.
So that is a plus.
Yeah.
Well, the greatest cricketer on earth and the greatest liar on earth. Who ever lived.
And at the same time, a contradiction, but go ahead.
Yeah. So let's start with what's going on here right now. Now, I notice TSCT announced that they have made $214 million in profit, which hasn't happened for the past 17 years. And you know, that is hardly in the news, right?
Yeah.
But
the government policy is that all you need to do to turn around these entities, including, of course, our national finance, is to cut out the corruption, such as what we are discussing here, that was very prominent under the PNM. Go ahead.
But you know, mainstream media, they don't cover these things.
Yes, yes,
All the
yes.
positive things that happen in this country, and it's only the negatives, right? About Alexander had to go, which is the Minister of Security, Homeland Security. The Attorney General had to go, right?
Yeah. Well,
Because of the issue with the 1%ers, the phone leak, right? But
the Sabgas and the
yes, I'm
and the Hadid,
gone,
yes,
and
yes.
so.
But of course,
But
I think the
you
Prime
know,
Minister responded appropriately. She called people like those, including Dr. Rowley, social media trolls, who would say and do anything and be as repetitive as possible in order to give the impression that they know what they're talking about, and in fact, it's very propaganda, misinformation, and disinformation. I thought I should just interject that. Go ahead.
and then I saw tonight that the steel plant should be up and running soon,
Yes.
which the PNM closed.
Yeah.
So, you know, I said to myself, but vinegar don't spoil. It's one of the products that I know will hardly spoil, right?
Right. That and honey.
And if you give Rowley and the PNM vinegar, they go spoil that too.
And honey.
Yeah.
They will make honey sour.
They have destroyed this country. Virtually destroyed this country. Right? You have to understand, look, you had 4 people in a pipeline who died, you did nothing. And you all making all this noise. I'm talking about the people in the pipeline in Petrotrin there. Right?
Yes.
And nobody came out and protested for that. In a normal country, they will be out, there will be history, you know.
Of course.
Right? And so many other things.
Yeah, just as they had to resign with all those recusal in a cabinet. You have institutionalized and used the cabinet as a very toxic place to promote and to nurture corruption, nepotism, cronyism, and misbehavior in public office. Go ahead, my friend.
And not only that, you see, all that noise that they're making right now, is to get away from that Balize. You see, that Balize house that they have to account for. And it's only gimmicks and all of these things, because Marvin Gonzalez is supposed to be a lawyer. I believe that he was acting Attorney General during the election, right? That's all?
Yes, at one time, yes.
He was given a stint. Right. So he's a lawyer. He knows that you don't burn a court order. And that wasn't a court order as such. Because he knows that. They just put on a show for the stupid ones that in the midst.
Yeah.
To get on a particular way. Because when you see, as far as I know, I'm aware of, right? When you display that kind of behavior with a court, any document from the court, you can be jailed for contempt of court.
Especially if you are an officer automatically as a lawyer of the court.
And then what is the most alarming of all of that? The law association are silent. All of them. Nobody says anything. But they're quick to jump up to support what's going on with the phone leaks and who is responsible. I am sick of this, you know. I am telling you. And most of these guys get government briefs, as far as I'm aware. That's all.
Yes. No doubt.
Most of them. I don't want to raise my pressure too much, so
I hear you. Well,
I'll call you another night.
Okay. I would want to placate. I want to be a pacifier, and at the same time to tell you, don't ever get weary. because those who want to do us evil by getting into office will never relent, and we cannot afford as a people, as individuals, as conscientious entities and institutions, whether you are civil or otherwise, cannot afford to get weary. A pleasant good night. Tell me what's happening there.
Good night to you. Good night to you, Lennox Smith.
Yes, boy. What happened there?
Good night. I get frustrated there a little bit, man. Lennox, you're right.
I thought so. Because we was on a good thing, and a simple thing happened in the studio here, and that was it.
You're still on a good thing. You're still on something good.
Yes,
you're on something great.
Yes.
You're on something great. Let me say good night to everybody on the chat. Good night to you, Judy Ali. Thanks so much. Gail Ramuta, don't be so disrespectful on the chat again. People will tell you when you're rude and you're disrespectful. This chat is not for them thing. Don't call no names and that. And thank you so much, Judy Ali, for defending me. And Josh, anytime Gail come up disrespectful, ban she from the chat. Right now we will give she a chance. But that is not no court order that Marvelous Mava burn. If Marvelous Mava burn a court paper, he will be arrested. That is a divorce paper. That is a divorce paper he burn over there. I don't know if it's his divorce, but I can remember some time ago, Arnold Robert on the Doubles and Coffee was saying somebody come and catch Marvin within a pool with somebody and the wife gone. So I believe in my heart that is a divorce paper that he burned over there. Nobody.
Somebody was of the same sex.
Yeah. And some feminine person come in and catch them. Some feminine person come in and catch them. And they want divorce. So I feel that is the divorce paper. And let me ask yourself, why Balize House not continuing?
Yeah.
After that financer, after them spend so much money, over $500 million, all of a sudden the construction stop, the outer office, or they're not getting taxpayers' money and kickback money to complete that Balize House. The truck who was showing concrete over there, you know how much over cost contract them do? Cost overrun? Money build that contract that Balize House. I am asking Kid Rowley. And Kid Rowley, you don't ask we Prime Minister. You don't ask we Prime Minister to fire anybody, yeah? You don't ask we Prime Minister to fire anybody. You abandon this country to go and mine sheep, goat, fowl, and go in a farm. You have no responsibility and no authority to ask no question. And this Lennox, the government getting me vexed because the PNM MPs and them attacking them so much. They're not locking them up, but I must come and defend them. Lock them up for using harsh words. Launch investigation on them. Make sure I rather my taxpayer money go to lawyers and launch investigation for all of the corrupted act that the PNM perpetrated on the citizens of this country. Hundreds of misconduct in public office. Try to investigate them thing and bring them to let them face justice. Let me see handcuff on them. That one who burned that. Just now they say handcuff coming on you just now. They say when I'm in the pool already is being handcuffed, but that's not my business. Thank you, Lennox Smith.
No, well, I think you should stay on the line. I mean, it is that's creativity in motion. One area block, but you have found another means, and I want to commend you for that. You have done what I would have done. So stay right there. If you.
Well, after experience, after 20 something years of experience with you guys and the ground reporter, you must learn.
Yes, indeed. Stay right there.
You must learn.
Of course, you may humbug somebody who might want to call in. That's the only challenge in this case. But
yeah, but that is what leave the people them let call in over here now. Just give them until 10 o'clock.
All right,
Just give them until 10 o'clock. When you watch your numbers and you watch your chat, the people them loving the program, they appreciate it. And all of you listeners and viewers and chat members of them, thank you so much for locking on the corridor transformation. This is the future of the UNC program. And we lock the night. We lock the night. The corridor transformation lock the night as two UNC activists educating, informing. We don't want too much entertainment in it, but yes. Educational, informing the population, and auditing the PNM. Yeah. Lennox, take the other calls on them, man.
Yeah. I think that is the only disadvantage.
Love.
To stay on. Yes, so thanks very much, of course. But where entertainment is concerned, well, the music we play, of course, also has a meaning. We don't ever play music without purpose as well. So that too, if you look carefully, you will see that there is some kind of edification element to it. But let's hear Dr. Rowley's reason, even though in that video he said that they don't disclose, but he has done it before. We have seen him said that they will never be, the PNA will never engage in property tax. There it was. Of course, he said too that they will never close down Petrotrin. We saw what transpired. And of course, at the beginning, he said that it wasn't he who interfered with it or made an intervention with respect to that shortlist for Commissioner of Police when Gary Griffith was contending. And all of that we knew. It turned out now, history will show, blatant lie. Well, listen to this, what he said about Balize House and the funding.
Many of you dipped your hands in your pocket over the last 13 years. You PNM members, many of you dipped your hands in your pocket over the last 13 years. 13 years we have been raising the necessary funds to make sure that our party builds a modern headquarters on lands that our party obtained way back in the last century. As your political leader, alongside my colleagues, we work very hard and we work very lawfully and we built up the resources, and today your party is close to completing the construction of a brand new multi-story building at Balize House, built after 13 years of toil. And we are renovating the old building at the same time. You would think that anybody who is decent will say to a 68-year-old party, well done, because you believe in this country's future. But don't, they are going to sell this year, then somebody else sells in.
Let's say it again.
You PNM members, many of you dipped your hands in your pocket over the last 13 years. 13 years we have been raising the necessary funds to make sure that our party builds a modern headquarters on lands that our party obtained way back in the last century. As your political leader, alongside my colleagues, we work very hard and we work very lawfully and we built up the resources, and today your party is close to completing the construction of a brand new multi-story building at Balize House, built after 13 years of toil. And we are renovating the old building at the same time. You would think that anybody who is decent will say to a 68-year-old party, well done, because you believe in this country's future. But don't, they are going to sell this year, then somebody else sells the next year, they do not buy the next year. They know that one day soon, we will all gather in Tranquility Street, and you will look in pride and look satisfaction at the building we have built. And on that day, when a new party headquarters is open, it will be a plus for the party, it will be a plus for the country. So in order to know, all of a sudden, without one shred of evidence that they could present to anybody, they start a narrative that contractors and government projects building Balize House. Could you believe that? And that is meant to tarnish the effort that you have made for the last 13 years. I want to ask Rodney Charles today, who called him an independent political leader, to make public the names of all the contributors. What I want to do is for me to tell them, you give 1,000 so they can harass your daughter as she's working. You give $1 million, they can harass your company. I will tell them today, I have no account to give to Rodney Charles and the UNC and the PNM to build this headquarters. And if they know that we have done.
And I'm saying now, in response to that statement, since you have no account to give to them, give it to the blasted court. The court is asking a burning document about now. Since you don't want to give it to Rodney Charles because you believe it's a political question, then give it to the court. The court has nothing to do with politics. That's it. That's one of the three pillars or four pillars of democracy. Totally independent, and is responsible for adjudicating and, of course, interpreting the laws of the country across the board. Right? Why is there a resistance now after all that talk? Since you lawfully and his party members and you had raffle.
Something wrong. The nearest police station, the Balize House, is police headquarters. Corner with that. And if you don't want to corner with that, then you will put it where the monkey put it up. Could you imagine? I must tell them, all the party members who contributed to the building of Balize House. You know we are the only party. 1, 2, 3. Every month, I'm in the mayor Santanan over there. He2. Every councillor, every mayor, every minister, everybody. Every month you have to give, before you do anything else, give 5% of your salary to Balize House. That is a requirement in the PNM, because we say to office holders, it is through the party that you got that office.
Yeah, but of course the irony is, maybe one can consider it to be lesser or greater or equal, but the fact is that now that you are out of office, you still have some members that are still getting, because of the party, whether they are opposition senators or opposition in the lower house or councillors, still have that. How come it's stalled? How come? Blatant and consummate lies. And of course, just in case you missed it, people, well, he said that what? No contractor work on Balize House. Look at this. Did I talk and forget?
That I am now not carrying on. You know what my portion was? One of the first meetings I had was in a bank. Because a banker called me and told me, hey, your party owes this bank $4 million. And if it's not paid, we will have to, you know, the only asset the party had was Balize House. So my first job as leader of the PNM was to save Balize House. The second thing, I think was only that, PTSC sending a bill for 800,000. You PNM TTT. What am I called? CNMG, what you call? They had another bill for hundreds of thousands. And we have staff to pay in Balize House. You PNM members, many of you dip your hands in your pocket over the last 13 years. 13 years we have been raising the necessary funds to work very lawfully, and we built up the resources. And today, your party is close to completing the construction of a brand new multi-story building at Balizé House, built after 13 years of toil.
So 13 years of toil, and suddenly after you demitted office, it stalled. So all the money that you're claiming over 13 years you saved, and all of the monies that you collected, whether it be by raffle, etc., because of course I heard Rowley said during the course of the exercise, not that this fella could do anything right. I'm talking about narcoleptic Heinz. But he said he could sell, he's a good salesman, he could sell raffle tickets too bad in front of one of PriceSmart's outlets. I mean, it is just ridiculous, hilarious, and insulting to our individual and collective intelligence. But let's go to the line. Pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Lennox, Kenrick, how you doing?
Hey, man. How you going, man?
Good, man.
Yeah, we're exposing them. Let the police do the work.
Yeah, you exposing them, man?
Yeah, man. Let the police do the work. They want information, they could come right here on the corridor.
Lennox.
Hey.
This is my opinion here. If they cannot prove where they get that money from, I think it belongs to the government. The people at Trinidad and Tobago, taxpayers. Because you take the taxpayers' people money and build a valley house and lie. Right? So it automatically belongs to the government. Am I right?
Yes.
So when investigation is finished, they should seize the property.
That's all.
That's all.
That's all.
If they cannot prove where they get that money to build that house, that body, I think they should the government should seal it and put some kind of business place or some kind of thing to profit the
some kind of charity, some kind of charity
or something.
Yeah, right in the middle of Woodbrook there.
And seal it. There's nothing that they can do about it. But that's not that time. They have to prove it. They don't bring up nothing yet.
Oh yes, they must. They could burn how much they want.
But they're not showing anything yet that all the people work for that. Where they get the money? All that money can be from charity or selling tickets. Well, I don't see that.
Well, Rowley now say that they. Yeah, he said.
I know him.
13 years. 13 years, but yet still, it ain't finished. After they were kicked out of office. Yeah. It's still ain't finished. 13 years. 13 years. 13 years, he's saying. Because if you were stupid and believe that somehow they will remain in office in order to hoodwink us until it is finished. Well, the Lord moves in mysterious ways. His wonders to perform. Go ahead.
He can only fool the people in Valley. You know?
Yeah.
You're a good fool. I can't fool nobody else.
You can fool some of the people some of the time. You can't fool all the people all the time, man.
Yeah, man. Let me start Lennox. How are you doing?
Well, of course, it's fair to find. Tough is tough, but, you know, we have to continue to fight. I am not the one to give up without a fight, a continuous fight. So the fight continues.
Yeah, you know, I'm a Virginia area.
Oh, in Virginia? Okay.
Yeah, because
don't forget, ask you for something. Don't forget me.
Yeah, no, I forget. I come in now. I ain't forget you.
Okay, right, good.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll get it. I don't know how that will work out for you, but I mean.
Yeah.
So,
we'll work it out because we have to continue to fight.
You want a little note. You want a little note, a little one. And like a notebook. You call it a notebook. It's the same thing. Like
yes. A smaller one, yeah. So it could be more handy for me. Especially when I'm on the radio station.
You can take that any way you want. You know?
Yeah.
You know? Well,
hey.
I want to meet you on a restaurant. Last time, I was thinking.
Yeah.
we come down there and chat a little bit, man. I take you for lunch, I think, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I thought last time, you know, I was going to do that, you know. But it was
I
busy,
hear
was
you.
doing
I
something.
hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Next
Right, my
time,
friend.
when I come down there,
All right.
we want to have some your thing, man.
Yes,
You know?
yes. All right, my friend. Well,
All
we continue
all right
to.
then. All right.
Okay, then. Thanks
You're
very
right.
much for your intervention. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
That was the United States call. Yes, indeed. And he's somewhere what? Some part of the United States. He's a trucker, so therefore he travels all over the country delivering items. Yes, let's go straight to the line once again. Pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor. Welcome to the corridor. Good night. Yes? All right, we lost that one. Let's continue with the video.
Yep. Good
Oh.
night, Mr. Lennox.
All right, good. You're there. Go ahead.
Must say good night to your partner. You follow from ground report transformation, everything. And that's the man I call Lenny.
Yeah.
He's come back home to look for Lennox. I know watching and taking in the emancipation thing about the Savannah up there.
Mm-hmm.
I seen all Africans coming together for one day that Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
$1,000 going up there. Tents, chairs, all them things on them.
Yes.
And watching a big building there, we'll build it for take 9 years plus. Taxpayers' money, nothing for black people. They could spread art and craft right through the year. They could make the standards thing go around and still sell African food and dishes and thing. So after Saturday, they all them tent and chairs and thing gone and black people back to square one again.
Yes, until the next occasion.
So all that. Yeah, so all I don't want when them black people coming out now and talking about this and talking about that. When there was to PNM quote unquote say that black party, they were building an emancipation village for people to go and do the art and craft and thing and every year we have to give renting chairs and tents. You see the Indian community they fight, the toil, they get the Diwali Naga, being vexed with them. They fight until they get the schools. I used to be listening to Sat Maraj, you know. But he's so rest in peace, you know. He had the old program and the radio station and this and that, you know.
Right.
Sat Maraj wanted to put no water in the mouth to talk, you know. When he fighting for people. The kind of thing, and who fighting for we? I hear Philip Alexander saying to boycott Blue Waters. I give Philip Alexander fault for that. Because he come from that community and he know how that community destroy African people in this country under the PNM. Because then give them the most of the opportunities. And they close down all them things like Carney Limited and all them resources, all them things we had in this country. Is the PNM do that, you know, Lennox?
Of course.
Disgrace African people, you know.
And
what we supposed to be.
I'm glad that you are talking because I wanted a little later to say that what we are facing now, what we are facing now in terms of hardship, it will be greater hardship because Rowley told us at the beginning in 2015, we know if the government stay off, the government are not to give you. But look what them was building for themselves. Over 100 million. Yeah.
I know the government now come in and they call me mash up real bad and things. But a man like me with the bottom of the ladder and the people at the bottom of the ladder, we need a little bread too, no Lennox.
Yeah, of course,
so,
of course.
I'm calling on them. We can't wait till things come in. We looking for no handout and we looking for no thing. We looking for who we work for.
All right.
So Lennox, I know the things in our making. I hope everything all right.
Yes,
so Lennox, happy emancipation. I go see you in Dashiki.
Yes, man. Yes, I have my Dashiki already, man.
Nah, I don't want that. Bless.
Yeah, I just do that for both emancipation and the spiritual Shouter Baptist holiday. Right? Yeah, as a symbol, I don't normally wear it except on those occasions, which I think is appropriate. After all, many people who wear suit and so on, but when it's Indian arrival day, they put on the sari and whatever else again to sort of have respect for the day or the occasion. And that is how it is. Human beings, as Maestro would say, players. Depending on the circumstance, they adapt and adjust. And variety is really the spice of life. So don't get annoyed with anyone if around Christmas time they are very charitable and then after Christmas they turn beasts, because variety is the spice of life and they are just adapting and adjusting to the occasions or the season as the year progresses. All right, the look in the background, of course, you are seeing Jusamco pouring concrete on, you notice, not a vertical beam is up, so that's early in the game. Foundation we're talking about. The other building, they ain't touched that yet. Looking like the monster, I just call it the Dracula building. Notice that, and yet still Jusamco's point, but Rowley now tell us that no contractor, and that is the contractor incidentally. That's the contractor incidentally that constructed that piece of the highway to Point Fortin that fell into the swamp below and now called the Mosquito Crack. I call it Crackers. Yeah, and up to now we don't know who paying for that. But there they are, pouring concrete where? On the Balize House foundation. That was a big advertisement in the newspapers. They can't do me anything. It's there in the archives, and we have it. So if the police officers want some help and they want to get it, I suppose they can get it when they, of course, go back to tonight's program and several other programs of the corridor transformation, and they will see it and ask me. I don't mind saying where I got it, so that they can have it as part of their cadre or their file of witness statements or matters appertaining to the issue of the executive of the PNM accounting to where they got the money from to build that over $100 million monstrosity called Balize House of brick, steel, mortar, glass, iron, and of course all kinds of building materials that are extremely costly: gravel, sand, cement.
And we are renovating the old building at the same time. A 68-year-old party, they start a narrative that contractors and government project building Balize House. Would you believe that? For the last 13 years, I have no account to give to the nearest police station. The Balize House is police headquarters.
Well, they have to give now. They have to give account. They have to give account because the police is involved. The police sought, of course, order under the specific act that was created in 2019 for persons who cannot account for the wealth that they possess. The police has the authority to treat with that matter as and according to law. As and according to law. But look at this as well. They finished there yet. Look at this as well. These people have no shame. And I think if you just joined us, listen to Dr. Rowley, his other explanation at a different time, on the same matter.
We are not going to be disclosing our public finances. We have never disclosed our public finances.
Behind the secret walls of Balize House, who paid for it? For decades, one building stood at the political center of the People's National Movement, Balize House. Do you remember what it looked like before 2015? Here's a photo taken in 2013. A modest headquarters, but nothing close to what would come next. After the PNM won the 2015 election victory, plans were unveiled for a transformation. Not just a renovation, but a major expansion. In 2018, senior PNM officials announced the renovation of the existing building, and a new 5-story building would rise beside the historic headquarters. The estimated cost of the original building, This one was between 12.5 million to 25 million, according to the party deputy leader, Rohan Sinnan, who was also the Minister of Works and Transport. Is this how Rohan Sinnan gave paving works? But remember, this is only the original building. But look at what is next to it. This is a monstrous 5-story structure with pavement car park. When you look at the numbers and compare them to modern construction costs, some estimates suggest the new 5-story structure alone exceeds $100 million. The burning question is, how did they pay for this? According to Rohan Sinnan and Dr. Rowley, they insisted the project would be funded through boat cruises, cooler fits, and raffles. Is this how they paid for it? In excess of $100 million and counting? Did they receive these funds from raffles, from party members, or was it true contractor kickbacks and the underground drug trade of some of their financiers? In January 2024, the refurbished Balizi House reopened with a ceremony. When the media asked Dr. Rowley about the total cost, the former Prime Minister had this to say.
We are not going to be disclosing our public finances. We went at the pace at which we had our funding, and now we are at roof stage, and I think we are within sight of completion this year.
So the question remains, who funded these buildings? Was it loyal party members and small donations, as the party insists? Or were there larger benefactors behind the scenes? Contractors who rely on state contracts? Contractors hoping to stay in government good books? Or figures operating in the shadows of Trinidad's underground drug economy? Could it be a drug mogul with money to clean? A wealthy businessman from the hills of Santa Cruz? A businessman tied to popular venues in Shangri-La? A businessman who made hundreds of millions in paving? And here's the irony. This is where it gets worst. After the 2025 general election, when they lost elections, all works have been stopped on the 5-story building. Not a worker in sight, not a piece of equipment being operated. Is it that the contractors who were funding this project no longer getting state contracts? Where's the monies from the Ruffles fattened party members to complete the building? The time has come to follow the money. The contractors and businessmen who funded the corrupted Balizi House with dirty money are going to be exposed.
And I want to tell you this as well, and this is not usually exposed, but the contractor that set up shop on Balizi compound to construct the 5-story aspect of the twin operation or the twin building. Let me tell you this, apart from commandeering part of the next door Tranquility Secondary Government School property, so the pushback defense that separate both property so as to accommodate the contractor's Sealand office. Well, that same contractor ended up getting a contract now to construct those buildings where the Trinidad and Tobago citrus growers are just before the flyover on the Eastern Main Road. Close proximity or adjacent to John. Or if you want a landmark, next door to the Laventil Technology and Continuing Education Center. That contractor that was set up shop on Balizi House ended up getting a multi-million-dollar contract right there. So we have it at the beginning and we have it at the ending, because he got that when the party had called, or the government then had called the election, or close to calling the elections. So I'm sure that the authorities are aware, and I have a duty, of course, to let them know so that they can look into it and juxtapose what Rowley would have said as Prime Minister and head of that party, that no contractor, and you have the most egregious act, the egregious conduct, where not only a contractor or who displayed shoddy work as a consequence, a piece of the highway to Point Fortin fell into the swamp below. I'm talking about Jusamco, Point Concrete and Balize House. But you have the contractor who set up shop to raise that 5-story monstrosity of steel on the compound. He was removed from there just before the elections and got the contract to construct those HDC apartment buildings where citrus growers operations was, or as I said, just west of or in boundary with the Laventille Technology and Continuing Education Center. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. First time you're hearing that. First time you're hearing that. So you tell me what the outcome of that investigation will be. Must be one way. And we predicted that prior to the elections. And we are saying it must now be a manifestation. They have to account. So how those very, very, what I consider to be conspirators, for want of a better term, circumstance to deprive you and I, the taxpayers, of our hard-earned and having betrayed the trust, most perfidious, having betrayed the trust reposed on them as a consequential of 2 questionable elections where Rowley was at the helm and got into office. 2015 and 2020. In each case, one after the next, it was a reduction and the waning of the electorate as to whether or not they are suitable as a party to be in government at all. And we saw, of course, on the 28th of April last year, the electorate spoke in no uncertain terms and adjudicated. And now they must pay the price for their iniquities while it's in government. Let us not waste time. None shall escape. None must escape. But let's hear, of course, those who believe that somehow they're still in office. Hear the chairman of the party. Hear the chairman of the party.
We will burn this court order. 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 Because it will not desecrate the grounds upon the people's national movement was built upon. We will burn this court order. We will burn this court order. We will burn this court order. Because it will not desecrate the grounds upon the people's national movement was built upon.
And he sounds so unconvincing. It's funny. I mean, I never see such a, what I consider a symbolic event be so poorly executed. Like if he didn't want to do it, as if he was forced to do it. Notice that. That is not the usual fluency that we normally associate with him, calling other people stupid, such as Roger Alexander, the current Minister of Homeland Security. Remember, he called him and took no prisoners. But he was, of course, a bit stuttering. He, Alexander, was a bit stuttering to deliver a pre-prepared document in the Parliament. But he sounds worse than that to me when he was attempting, of course, to give that flawed impression. And, of course, it's only the sycophants and those who are still wallowing in the tomfoolery that has been a very significant part of the arsenal of the propaganda machinery of the PNM. All of that because what?
It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to...
We will burn this court order. We will burn this court order. Because it will not desecrate the grounds upon the people's national movement was built upon.
We are not going to be disclosing our public finances. We have never disclosed our public finances.
I want to share with you that today I was served with this document. Right? And this is court proceedings relating to Balize House.
Yes. So the opposition leader and leader of the party comes into play.
It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy.
Leventhal West, PNM people, they don't like we and they will never like we.
PNM in the last 10 years of government, no matter what was happening,
we will burn this court order. We will burn this court order. Because it will not desecrate the grounds upon the people's national movement was built upon.
It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy. We are not going to be disclosing our public finances. We have never disclosed our public finances.
I want to share with you that today I was served with this document. Right? And this is court proceedings relating to Balize House.
Well, of course, that signals the end of tonight's program, people. I trust that you are better edified and you are convinced enough not to relent. And if you are vacillating among or between the emotions of hate, discontentment, feeling breached and betrayed, is saying, and if you feel to say that to hell with them and that they're too thief and that they are desperate and they are engaging in histrionics and comic acting, playing, of course, comedians, all those you are at liberty to experience in various forms and levels. Have a wonderful rest of the night. God bless. See you tomorrow as we continue with these, and of course COP with me. Good night, COP. My apology for what transpired earlier. Tomorrow morning on the ground report, Andy, Snipes and myself. Andy may not be with us, but the program must go on. Have a wonderful rest of the night. God bless. Bye-bye.
PNM in the last 10 years of government, no matter what was happening,
the judges are the lion agreed. Say any topic will take is alright with me. He outrageous, I strong, let him be head on, and when we done see him, fit
national movement was built upon.
That is lie. Lie. You hear lie?
Teacher Percy said, if you tell a lie, you're going to hell as soon as you die.
Tick up. Let it up. Choke it up.
I want to share with you. The operator said that he knew a tailor comes to making suit. The man is a master. If you show him a man coming wrong a corner, he could make him a suit and don't even measure. I'm talking about suit. Sitting down correct, expertly made and fitting perfect. He used to sew for Shakespeare, make suit for Hamlet, and up to this day yet make a mistake yet. You know the crowd went wild. They stood cool down as a lion losing the crown. The judges brought the crowd back to order and asked the lion to lie out a tailor. He said, my man is the best, Rolls is his name. Cutting cloth, making suit is his game. Don't show him the man, my tailor is class. Just show him the corner where the fella pass.
10 years of government, no matter what was happening.